All right, here we are. Rachel, welcome to ISHI 33. How are you doing?
I'm doing excellent. How are you?
I'm doing great. What did you bring to ISHI this year? What are you here talking about?
So much. So evaluative reporting, which is something new. So I'm excited about that. So I have a poster on that today.
Okay.
And then we're also talking about NGS. So Christina Servideo, our technical leader, has a poster on NGS and how we implemented that as well. And I'm doing a talk on Thursday too at the workshop on NGS, all about sexual assault kit testing and using FGG.
Excellent.
Yeah, so busy. It's a very busy week.
It's a very busy ISHI year for you. Why did you decide to do all those things? Posters and talks.
So sometimes I feel like I sign up for things thinking like I'll get like one or two of them. This is one of those years where it's like you're doing everything.
That's fantastic.
It's a busy week, but it's okay. That's good. That's what we're here for.
What is your favorite thing that you're doing this year? What's your favorite part that you're going to be talking about? Giving the presentation, giving the poster? What's your favorite part?
I think evaluative reporting. I'm really happy with how our poster turned out on it. And it is something that's new, and I feel like I'm very excited about next generation sequencing too. But we've been talking about it a lot this past year. So I'm just pumped to have something else to share too. It's kind of like, this is 2023 now.
Yeah.
So this is what we're doing next year, kind of the new big thing.
Okay. Can you describe that for me? Like, tell me about it a little.
Yeah, so evaluative reporting is bringing things to activity level propositions. So when people say, okay, sure, yes, that person's DNA is there, but how did it get there? So doing experiments and building up research data so that we can actually put a framework to that.
Okay.
Because DNA testing has gotten so sensitive at this point that getting the DNA profile sometimes doesn't mean as much anymore unless we know how it actually got there.
Right.
So when we go to court, we can't just say, based on my training and experience, you have to have data to actually back that up.
Okay.
So that's what we're doing, is trying to help build out all that data to back it up, in particular with sexual assaults and firearms.
Okay. So it's not like as simple as me walking through my neighborhood, sneezing into a handkerchief or something, a Kleenex, and then throwing it in my neighbor's trash. And then somebody's coming to get a sample of that person's DNA out of the trash.
That we hear
do you like this?
Crazy.
I'm really coming up with this just on the spot.
But that's literally
I don't want to go to jail.
That's literally how it goes in court. So you'll have people whose DNA is everywhere, and they'll be like, oh, well, I just happened to be at a house party there like 2 years ago. That must explain why my DNA is on the knife, or X, Y, and Z.
Heck yeah, because they probably remember using that knife to do the peanut butter, and then they probably licked it off, Rachel.
But at some point,
and then they probably stuck it on the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm distracted by your shirt though, and you told me there's going to be the dinosaur exhibit tonight. So I'm very pumped, but I'm a little disappointed by A, because my favorite dinosaur is Ankylosaurus. So
didn't make it.
Didn't make the cut.
Can you tell me what the F is for?
I love it. I won't make you have to edit it out by saying that one, but
thank you. But it is an actual dinosaur.
Is it?
It is, and it's not pronounced the way that it is written. Yes.
I don't think you want to know how I pronounce it.
Nope. We're not going to discuss that. But
oh my gosh,
it is a good shirt.
It is.
So back here at ISHI, you've been to ISHI a few times. You and I have talked before. How many times have you been to ISHI?
I've been every year, either in person or virtually, since 2015. So this will be, I guess, my seventh year.
Yeah. Okay. And is it, are you tired of it? Is it okay? It's
never, and it's so good to be back in DC. So I'm very happy with the location.
Super fun. You're from DC?
No, so I just lived here very briefly.
Okay.
Yeah, I lived here because I used to work for the Armed Forces DNA Identification Laboratory, which was located in Maryland originally, and then they later moved to Dover, Delaware.
Okay.
So when they were in Maryland, I was in the DC area.
So the Armed Forces needed its own DNA analysis laboratory?
Yeah.
Are they taking care of only Armed Forces cases, or are they taking care of
For the most part, they do some historical cases, but it's going to be fallen soldiers from everything like World War I, II, Korea, Vietnam, and current conflict, and then any military crime that happens as well. So if there's a homicide or a sexual assault on a base, that'll be handled by them as well.
It goes through them. Okay. Yep. I bet that was an interesting place to work.
It was.
Was that fun?
Yeah.
Yep.
But I like being in big cities, so Delaware wasn't the best fit for me. But DC was a lot of fun.
Excellent. So You've talked a little bit about this DNA kind of finding out like the how instead of just the who. Where do you think that is going to lead in the future? Like how are you going to use that in a case?
So really, we're kind of behind, actually. Like Europe, Australia, New Zealand is already doing this. And the United States is playing a little bit of catch up.
Okay.
So we just started going more in that direction. OSAC has actually released standards already on it.
Okay.
And a couple cases have gone through in the U.S. And really, it's going to help just give perspective for jurors. So instead of just saying, I'm a scientist, trust me, we're going to give actual framework and statistics and perspective for this.
Okay.
And it goes both ways, too, because you could say these are consistent, but what's the statistical value to that as well? So I think it's going to help a lot for things like Innocence Project and stuff like that as well.
Yeah. So you have to build that. Do you have to build that for every case? Or are there then like these outlines of, in these kinds of instances, these are the probabilities of that? Or do you have to come up with that probability every time?
Every time.
For every case?
And it's very different too, because a lot of the research data that exists is from, like I said, Europe, Australia, New Zealand. So they're kits that we don't use. So we're trying to work on building up like 5C data or 6C data from the PowerPlex line so that we can actually use that on casework that we do here in the U.S.
Okay. Yeah, lots of things to discover and lots of new ways of doing things. That's fantastic. Have you been able to do a lot of networking this year again here at ISHI?
It's been a very busy year, yes.
Good.
I'm very excited to see Aurora Biomed is here.
Okay.
And we actually just purchased a few of their robots over the last couple of years, so it's really nice to be able to see them in person. It's always great to check in with everyone at Promega.
Yeah.
And a lot of our colleagues, we use probably half the products in this room.
Right.
So it's nice to actually be able to see the people that we're emailing all the time.
Yeah, kind of see your family members.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? Because it is, well,
it is
okay, community members.
It's like a scientific high school reunion.
Yeah. Yep. Remember that time? Yeah. It is very much like that.
People you've worked with before and stuff too, so it's nice.
Yeah. It's a very close-knit community of people helping people. That's what I like to think of. All of these members and people who come here are just like that. I love it.
Me too.
So next year, ISHI 34 in Denver, Colorado.
I'm excited. I'll be there.
Are you going to bring your skis?
So I've only ever skied in Scotland, which is kind of random, but that's where I did my master's degree.
It's not a ton of, is there skiing in Scotland?
Highlands.
They're hills, right? Are they mountains? Well, it's probably like being in Wisconsin. We have hills that we ski down.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
So I like to ski until I fall once, and then once I do the big tumble, I'm like, see you at the lodge. I'll be there at the hot toddy waiting for y'all to come back.
Yeah, some hot cocoa with some little marshmallows in it.
Yeah, so
reading
I'll do
a book.
like an hour or two skiing, and then once I have a big tumble, I'm kind of like over it for the day.
Perfect. I can't wait to be there. And I'll see that tumble, and then I'll check back in with you when you're having your hot cocoa.
Is she okay? As my skis pop off.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it was so great getting to talk to you again, Rachel.
Yep.
And have a great rest of your time here.
You as
Good
well.
luck with your talk tomorrow.
Thank you.